Hello and welcome. If you're someone who finds yourself waking up at 3 a.m. on the dot, or maybe you've been lying awake staring at the clock, wondering why you can't get a full night's sleep, you're not alone. In fact, it's something many older adults experience and it can be frustrating. But don't worry. Today, we're going to talk about what might be causing those early morning wake ups and, more importantly, what you can do about it. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how to get a more restful night's sleep and why those 3 a.m. wake-ups may not be as alarming as they seem. Let's dive in. As we get older, our sleep patterns naturally change. Many of us notice that, as we age, our sleep becomes lighter and more fragmented. For those who often wake up in the middle of the night, such as around 3 a.m., it's comforting to know that these changes are a normal part of the aging process. One of the main reasons behind these shifts is the change in our body's natural sleep cycle, also known as the circadian rhythm. When we're younger, our sleep cycle is more consistent and deeply restorative. We spend a good portion of the night in the deeper stages of sleep, such as slow-wave sleep, the most restorative phase. This deep sleep is the kind that leaves us feeling rested and recharged in the morning. But as we age, our bodies tend to experience more time in the lighter stages of sleep, especially during the early hours of the night. This means that you might transition out of deep sleep more easily, and it becomes more difficult to stay asleep through the night. Around 3 a.m., many people naturally experience a shift in their sleep cycle. It's common for our bodies to move from deep sleep into lighter sleep stages during the early hours of the morning. This is when the body's temperature drops, heart rate slows, and muscles begin to relax. For younger people, this shift might go unnoticed because they stay asleep through it. However, as we age, it's easier to wake up when our bodies are transitioning between these stages. To better understand this, imagine your sleep cycle like a series of waves. In younger years, those waves are smooth and deep. As we grow older, however, the waves become more shallow and irregular. This can lead to more frequent awakenings throughout the night. Waking up at 3 a.m., for instance, is often a sign that your body is simply moving through its natural sleep cycle. This change doesn't necessarily mean something is wrong with your health. It's simply how our sleep patterns evolve with age. In fact, it's actually a sign that your body is still responding to its internal clock, even if it's causing some disruptions along the way. While these shifts are completely normal, they can certainly be frustrating, especially if they interfere with your rest. It's important to note that there are other factors that may make these transitions more noticeable or more frequent, such as stress, physical health issues, or even medications. These can all impact how deeply you sleep or how often you wake up during the night. However, the basic biological process of aging naturally leads to lighter and more fragmented sleep, which is why so many older adults find themselves awake at 3 a.m. Understanding this natural rhythm is a good first step in addressing sleep disruptions. The key here is not to be alarmed. Waking up at 3 a.m. is just part of the body's evolving sleep cycle. Recognizing this can help reduce the frustration and anxiety that might arise from these nighttime awakenings, allowing you to take steps toward improving your sleep in other ways. Stress and anxiety can play a significant role in disrupting sleep, particularly for older adults. Many of us experience stress throughout our lives, but as we get older, we may find that the effects of stress are more pronounced, especially when it comes to sleep. If you've ever woken up in the middle of the night and found your mind racing with thoughts about family, health, or finances, you're not alone. Stress and anxiety are often behind those 3 a.m. wake-ups, and it's important to understand how they affect sleep. When we experience stress, our body responds with the fight or flight mechanism, releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones are helpful in situations where we need quick action, but when they are present at night, they can make it much harder to relax and fall back asleep. This is because cortisol, which is normally high in the morning to help us wake up, can be elevated at night due to stress. If cortisol is too high when you're trying to sleep, it can disrupt your sleep cycle and make you more likely to wake up in the middle of the night, sometimes at the same time each night. Anxiety has a similar effect. If you're feeling anxious about something, whether it's a health concern, worrying about the future, or even reflecting on past events, your brain can become overstimulated. This overstimulation can prevent you from fully relaxing, which makes it difficult for your mind to quiet down and allow you to slip into a deep sleep. Rather than drifting off, you might find yourself lying awake, replaying thoughts or worries over and over again. This is a common reason for waking up in the middle of the night, particularly around 3 a.m., when the body's natural sleep cycle is transitioning. It's also worth noting that stress and anxiety don't just affect your ability to fall asleep, but they can also lead to fragmented sleep. You might fall asleep initially, but then, as your body enters lighter stages of sleep, your mind becomes more active and alert, waking you up. This cycle can repeat throughout the night, leading to poor quality sleep that leaves you feeling tired, even after spending hours in bed. The impact of stress and anxiety can also be cumulative. Over time, as the stressors of life add up, whether from health issues, family concerns, or just the stresses of daily life, your sleep can continue to deteriorate. This creates a vicious cycle. Stress affects sleep, and poor sleep then increases stress the following day, leading to more anxiety and more sleep disruptions. It's important to recognize the signs of stress and anxiety and to take proactive steps to manage them, especially when it comes to your sleep. Simple techniques like deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, or mindfulness meditation can be incredibly effective in calming the mind and reducing stress before bedtime. Setting aside time during the day to process your worries and practicing relaxation techniques before bed can help break the cycle of waking up in the middle of the night. Remember, you're not alone in experiencing this. Stress and anxiety are common issues, especially as we age. But with the right strategies, you can reduce their impact on your sleep and improve the quality of your rest. As we age, one of the most significant changes we experience is a shift in our hormone levels. And these changes can have a big impact on our sleep. Hormones are the body's chemical messengers, and they regulate many functions, including our sleep-wake cycle. When we're younger, hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and melatonin help us maintain a healthy, restful sleep pattern. But as we get older, particularly in the later years of life, these hormone levels begin to fluctuate, and this can lead to sleep disturbances, including waking up at 3 a.m. For women, one of the most noticeable hormonal changes occurs during menopause. As estrogen levels decline, many women experience symptoms such as hot flashes, night sweats, and difficulty sleeping. These symptoms can often disrupt the natural rhythm of sleep, causing frequent awakenings throughout the night. Hot flashes, for example, can cause sudden bursts of heat that interrupt sleep, making it difficult to stay asleep once you wake up. This can happen during the night, and even as early as 3 a.m., when the body's temperature naturally begins to lower in preparation for deeper sleep. Progesterone, another hormone important for sleep, also decreases during menopause. This hormone is known for its calming and sleep-promoting effects. As progesterone levels drop, many women may find that they feel more restless or have trouble staying asleep. Without the soothing effects of progesterone, it can be harder for the body to fully relax into sleep, leading to more awakenings during the night. Melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate sleep-wake cycles, also naturally decreases as we age. Melatonin is responsible for signaling to your body when it's time to sleep, and it helps you stay asleep once you've fallen into a deep sleep. As melatonin production declines, it may be harder to fall asleep in the first place or stay asleep through the night. This can result in waking up at odd hours, like 3 a.m., and struggling to fall back asleep. Since melatonin levels naturally begin to rise in the evening and fall as morning approaches, the drop in melatonin during the early morning hours can also contribute to these early awakenings. These hormonal shifts are a natural part of the aging process, but they don't necessarily have to mean you'll never get a good night's sleep again. While these changes can certainly make sleep more difficult, there are ways to cope with them. For example, some people find that adjusting their sleep environment can help. Making your bedroom cooler and more comfortable, or using light blankets instead of heavy ones, can help manage symptoms of hot flashes. Others may turn to melatonin supplements or herbal remedies like valerian root to help with sleep, though it's always a good idea to check with a healthcare provider before trying anything new. Remember, while hormonal changes can make sleep more challenging, they are just one part of the puzzle. With a little patience and some lifestyle adjustments, it is possible to get the rest you need, even as your body undergoes these natural changes. Our physical health plays a major role in how well we sleep, and as we age, certain health conditions can begin to interfere with our ability to get a good night's rest. When you're dealing with chronic conditions or physical discomfort, it can be harder to stay asleep through the night. Waking up at 3 a.m. may not always be caused by a natural shift in the sleep cycle, but rather by the impact that physical health issues have on your body. Understanding how common conditions can affect sleep is an important step in improving rest, especially in older age. One common issue that many older adults face is chronic pain. Conditions like arthritis, back pain, or joint issues can cause discomfort that makes it difficult to find a comfortable position during the night. When pain flares up, it often leads to waking up, sometimes at the same time each night. This discomfort can prevent you from staying in deep sleep, causing you to wake up more easily, even if you've only been asleep for a short while. If pain is the reason behind your middle-of-the-night wake-ups, managing the discomfort before bedtime with heat pads, stretching, or over-the-counter pain relief may help you sleep more soundly. Another condition that frequently disrupts sleep is sleep apnea, a disorder where your breathing temporarily stops during sleep. This condition is more common in older adults and can lead to frequent awakenings throughout the night. People with sleep apnea often don't realize they're waking up, as the episodes may be brief, but the lack of oxygen and the body's response to it can cause fragmented sleep. This can lead to waking up feeling unrefreshed, and it might cause you to wake up at odd hours like 3 a.m., when the body is most sensitive to these disruptions. Other conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and digestive issues can also interfere with sleep. For example, heartburn or acid reflux can cause discomfort while lying down, making it difficult to stay asleep. Similarly, blood sugar fluctuations and diabetes can cause frequent trips to the bathroom or feelings of restlessness at night. If you find yourself waking up frequently due to these conditions, it's important to discuss them with your doctor to explore management strategies that could improve both your health and your sleep. Medications can also play a significant role in disrupting sleep. Many older adults take medications to manage chronic conditions, and some of these can have side effects that impact sleep. Certain medications, like those for high blood pressure, anxiety, or depression, may interfere with the body's natural sleep cycles. If you suspect that your medication is affecting your sleep, it's always a good idea to speak with your doctor. They may be able to adjust your prescription or recommend alternatives that won't impact your rest. It's essential to stay on top of your health and have open conversations with your healthcare provider. Managing chronic pain, sleep disorders, or any underlying health conditions is crucial for getting a good night's sleep. Remember, even though physical health issues can disrupt sleep, you can often find ways to improve your rest with proper care and adjustments. With the right support and treatment, many of these issues can be managed, helping you sleep better and wake up feeling more refreshed. What we eat and drink throughout the day can have a significant impact on the quality of our sleep, especially as we get older. While it's well known that caffeine can keep us awake, many people don't realize that certain foods and eating habits can also play a role in waking up in the middle of the night, such as at 3 a.m. Making small changes to your diet and being mindful of when and what you eat can help improve the quality of your sleep, leading to fewer disruptions during the night. One of the most common culprits behind poor sleep is caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant found in coffee, tea, chocolate, and many sodas and energy drinks. It works by blocking adenosine, a chemical in the brain that promotes relaxation and sleep. As we age, our bodies may become more sensitive to caffeine, meaning it can stay in our system longer than it used to. This can make it harder to fall asleep at night or stay asleep, especially if you consume caffeine in the afternoon or evening. For some people, even small amounts of caffeine can interfere with sleep, causing them to wake up in the middle of the night, such as at 3 a.m. It's important to be mindful of when you have your last cup of coffee or tea. While some people can have caffeine late in the day without it affecting their sleep, others may find that consuming it after lunchtime can cause disruptions later in the night. Try limiting caffeine to the morning hours and consider switching to caffeine-free alternatives like herbal teas, which are soothing and won't interfere with your rest. In addition to caffeine, heavy or spicy meals close to bedtime can also disrupt your sleep. Eating large meals late in the evening can cause discomfort, indigestion, or acid reflux, making it harder for your body to fully relax and fall into a deep sleep. For example, foods that are high in fat or sugar can cause your digestive system to work overtime, leading to bloating or discomfort while you're lying down. This discomfort often leads to waking up in the night, as your body struggles to digest the food. A common example of this is enjoying a big dinner late in the evening, especially if it includes foods like pizza, pasta, or fried items. The heaviness of the meal can sit in your stomach and cause discomfort as you try to sleep. You may find yourself waking up in the middle of the night with indigestion or heartburn, preventing you from getting the rest you need. To avoid this, try to eat lighter meals in the evening and aim to finish eating at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. Focus on foods that are easy to digest, like lean proteins, vegetables, or whole grains. If you do feel hungry later in the evening, Opt for a small snack that promotes sleep, such as a banana or a handful of nuts, which contain magnesium and tryptophan, nutrients that help with relaxation. Overall, paying attention to your diet and when you eat can have a positive effect on your sleep. By reducing caffeine intake, avoiding heavy meals late in the day, and focusing on lighter, healthier options in the evening, you can improve your chances of staying asleep and waking up feeling more rested. It's all about making small adjustments that support your body's natural rhythms. The environment in which we sleep can have a huge impact on the quality of our rest. As we age, our sensitivity to our surroundings often increases, meaning that small things that may have once gone unnoticed can now become sleep disruptors. From the temperature of the room to the noise level, the way your bedroom is set up can significantly influence your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep. If you often wake up at 3 a.m., it might be worth taking a closer look at your sleep environment to see if any changes could improve your rest. One of the most important factors to consider is the temperature of your bedroom. As we get older, our bodies may have a harder time regulating temperature during the night, especially for women going through menopause. Hot flashes and night sweats are common issues that many older adults face, and they can make it difficult to stay comfortable throughout the night. If your room is too warm, it can trigger these symptoms, causing you to wake up feeling hot and restless, often at a predictable time, like 3 a.m. To combat this, aim to keep your bedroom cool and comfortable. Most experts recommend a room temperature between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 19 degrees Celsius, for optimal sleep. You can use fans, air conditioning, or lighter bedding to help maintain a cooler environment. Choosing moisture-wicking sheets and pajamas made from breathable fabrics, like cotton or linen, can also make a big difference in how comfortable you feel at night. Another factor to consider is noise. As we get older, we may become more sensitive to sounds that previously didn't bother us. Even the faintest noises, like a ticking clock, the hum of an appliance, or traffic outside, can disrupt sleep and make it harder to stay asleep once you've woken up. This could be why some people find themselves waking up at 3 a.m., as even minor noises during the night can interrupt their sleep cycle. If you're sensitive to noise, consider using earplugs or a white noise machine to block out distracting sounds. A white noise machine or fan can help create a soothing, constant background noise that masks sudden, disruptive sounds. If noise isn't the problem, but you find that you wake up too early and can't get back to sleep, you might want to invest in blackout curtains to keep your room dark. The darkness signals to your brain that it's time to sleep and can help improve your rest by preventing any early morning light from disrupting your sleep cycle. Comfort is another key element in your sleep environment. Your mattress and pillows should support your body properly and allow you to sleep in a position that feels natural. As we age, our body's needs change, and a mattress that was comfortable years ago may no longer provide the support we need. A mattress that is too firm or too soft can cause discomfort and lead to waking up during the night. It's worth investing in a mattress and pillows that suit your body's current needs, especially if you're dealing with issues like back pain or joint discomfort. Finally, consider the overall ambience of your room. A calm and peaceful environment can signal to your brain that it's time to wind down. Creating a bedtime routine that helps you relax and signals to your body that it's time for sleep can be incredibly beneficial. This could involve dimming the lights, using calming scents like lavender, or listening to relaxing music before bed. By making adjustments to your sleep environment, you can greatly improve the quality of your rest. Small changes like adjusting the temperature, minimizing noise, ensuring your mattress is supportive, and creating a calming atmosphere can all help reduce those frustrating wake-ups at 3 a.m. and allow you to sleep more soundly through the night. Frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom are one of the most common reasons older adults wake up at 3 a.m. or even multiple times throughout the night. This condition, known as nocturia, can become more frequent with age, and it can seriously disrupt your sleep cycle. While waking once during the night to use the restroom might not seem like a big deal, it can be difficult to fall back asleep afterward, especially if your mind becomes active or if you start feeling uncomfortable. As we age, our bodies undergo changes that affect the bladder and kidneys. The bladder may become less elastic, meaning it holds less urine, and the muscles involved in urination might weaken. This can lead to the need to empty the bladder more often, including during the night. At the same time, the kidneys may produce more urine in the evening hours than they did when we were younger. The result is that your bladder wakes you up at night, and often it's around the same time, such as 3 a.m. Another factor that contributes to nocturia is fluid intake before bed. If you drink a lot of water, tea, or other fluids in the evening, especially close to bedtime, your body will naturally need to get rid of that extra fluid during the night. Certain drinks, like those containing caffeine or alcohol, can also act as diuretics, increasing urine production and making it more likely you'll have to get up during the night. This frequent interruption can prevent you from reaching or staying in the deep, restorative stages of sleep. For example, you might enjoy a warm cup of tea in the evening as part of your wind-down routine, but if that tea has caffeine or you drink it too late, it can lead to an early morning bathroom visit and make it harder to fall back asleep. Even herbal teas labeled caffeine-free can still be quite hydrating and contribute to a full bladder at night. Medical conditions such as diabetes, prostate issues in men, and urinary tract problems can also lead to nocturia. If you're finding that these nighttime trips are becoming more frequent and bothersome, it's a good idea to speak with your doctor. They can check for underlying issues and suggest treatment options or lifestyle changes that might help. Some helpful strategies include reducing fluid intake 1 to 2 hours before bedtime, going to the bathroom right before lying down, and avoiding caffeine and alcohol in the evening. For some people, elevating their legs during the day can also help reduce fluid buildup in the lower body, which is then reabsorbed and processed as urine at night. It's also important to keep your bedroom set up as sleep-friendly as possible. If you do need to get up, make sure the path to the bathroom is safe and easy to navigate in the dark. Use a nightlight or motion-activated light to avoid fully waking yourself up with bright lighting. Understanding how nighttime bathroom visits affect your sleep can help you take small steps to manage them. While it's common with age, it doesn't mean your nights have to be full of interruptions. With a few adjustments and conversations with your healthcare provider, you can reduce these wake-ups and enjoy more restful, uninterrupted sleep. As we grow older, our sleep patterns naturally begin to change. It's not just about how many hours we sleep, but also about when we feel sleepy and how deeply we rest. Many older adults find themselves going to bed earlier, waking up earlier, and experiencing lighter sleep overall. These shifts are part of a normal aging process, but they can make waking up at 3 a.m. feel especially frustrating or confusing. One of the main reasons for these changes is a shift in the body's internal clock, also known as the circadian rhythm. This rhythm is what tells our body when to feel awake and when to feel sleepy. When we're younger, our circadian rhythm tends to favor later sleep and wake times. But as we age, this rhythm often shifts forward. This means we may feel tired earlier in the evening and naturally wake up earlier in the morning, even if we'd rather sleep longer. For example, someone who used to stay up until 11 p.m. may now find themselves feeling sleepy by 8:30 or 9 p.m. If they go to bed early but still sleep for the same number of hours, it's only natural they might wake up around 3 or 4 a.m. This isn't necessarily a sign that something is wrong. It could simply be a sign that your body's schedule is adjusting with age. At the same time, older adults tend to spend less time in deep sleep and more time in lighter sleep stages. This makes it easier to wake up in response to noise, temperature changes, or even just turning over in bed. Once awake, it may take longer to fall back asleep, especially if your mind starts racing or if your body feels restless. This lighter sleep can lead to more frequent awakenings during the night, making the 3 a.m. wake-up feel like a nightly pattern. Another important factor is the reduction in melatonin production. Melatonin is a hormone that helps regulate the sleep-wake cycle, and it naturally decreases with age. With less melatonin, it becomes harder to fall into a deep sleep and easier to wake up during the night. This, combined with a shifted circadian rhythm, can make sleep feel less restful and more broken up than it used to be. While these changes are normal, they can still be frustrating. The good news is there are gentle ways to work with your body's new rhythm rather than fighting it. You might try adjusting your bedtime gradually to find a new sleep schedule that fits your natural patterns. Creating a relaxing bedtime routine, avoiding bright lights in the evening, and getting exposure to natural light during the day can also help support a healthy circadian rhythm. Most importantly, it helps to have realistic expectations about sleep in older age. If you find yourself waking up earlier or more often than you used to, remind yourself that this is a natural part of aging. You're not alone, and with a few thoughtful adjustments, you can still enjoy restful and refreshing sleep, even if it looks a little different than it did years ago.